Hey Steelers fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome into today's video. Today's video, of course, is brought to you guys by BetQL, the #1 app to compare betting odds to give you an edge over your sportsbook this year. Go to chatsports.com/SteelersQL and use the discount code ChatSteelers for 25% off every single one of their subscription offerings. Okay, let's jump into the latest Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumors here on a Tuesday following a very impressive win. I told you to bet on the Steelers in that game. Guess what? They won, but I digress. We'll jump into the news and rumors here after that win over the Buffalo Bills. Starting with, it's interesting how this works in terms of Najee Harris, right? We start with Najee Harris because I think the expectation for him going into this game and into this season has been sky high. And now it's just one game, but he definitely did underperform. Like, there's no way around the fact that he struggled in his debut, only having, 45 yards on 16 carries. And some people on Twitter, especially Steeler fans, are kind of being like, oh, is Najee Harris a bust? Is the Steeler offensive line not that great? And I think we need to calm down here and understand what we're getting ourselves into with the O-line at the current state that it is. And, of course, the Buffalo Bills being a great defense, and, of course, they are and showed that, especially early on in that football game. First off, here was Najee Harris on his performance. I think it's a good self-evaluation by Harris. Quote, it's a great learning experience, really, because there's a lot of rookies playing. Me, Pat, we've got Dan, Kendrick Green on the offensive side. It was a good learning experience for us to play against a really good team and finish the way we did. There's a lot of stuff we got to work on. Me, personally, there's a lot of things I can work on, but it's always good to come out with a win, end quote. And there are things he needs to work on, right? I think finding the right hole and picking the right hole and just hitting the hole was a big thing that I saw on Sunday against the Buffalo Bills. 16 carries for 45 yards with a 2.8 average is not that great. But at the same time, I think we have to understand who the Steelers beat and who they played, right? If this would have been Cincinnati, who did win, but are a much lesser football team. Or, I'm trying to think here, the Patriots, who, were decent against Miami, but really didn't play that well overall, especially defensively. Like, this would be a lesser tier AFC team, and this would be Najee Harris's numbers. We'd all kind of go, man, that's a terrible debut. This is Buffalo. I mean, this is the trendy pick to not just represent this AFC in the Super Bowl, but win the Super Bowl. I mean, the Bills were 6.5-point favorites, down to 5.5 at the start of kickoff, but still at 1.6.5-point favorites. I know Najee didn't think he played well, and I don't think he played well either, but I'm not ready to go and abandon ship on the fact that, Najee Harris is not going to have a great season. Just because he's not Zeke Elliott putting up crazy good numbers in his opening game. I mean, listen, Zeke Elliott's pretty darn good, and the Cowboys had a pretty great offensive line his rookie year. I'm not worried about it. I don't think you guys should be as well. I look forward to seeing Najee Harris against the Raiders on Sunday, next Sunday. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes because I think there's an opportunity to run all over the place, as you saw, I think the Ravens do last night on Monday Night Football. Before we go ahead and move on to our next story here, grade the Najee Harris Week 1 performance. Like, how do you grade it Week 1? A, B, C, D, or F? I'll give it a C-. I mean, not gonna beat around the bush, but I expect it to be a lot better. I think a lot of fantasy football fans are upset because they drafted him in the first round, which wasn't the best idea because there are other better running backs because he's still a rookie, right? Still a rookie. So we'll still hold my thoughts on him until a little bit later on in the season. But I need to see a little bit more. C- from me on the grade. Give me your grade down below in the comments section. All right, I want to jump into the TJ Watt discussion because we talked about the TJ Watt discussion, I should say, in a video over the weekend. We broke down the new contract. And so obviously you already know the 4-year extension, $112 million, getting $28 million a year. After the game on Sunday, he talked about the expectations that are now on his shoulders in being the highest paid Steeler almost of all time in terms of guaranteed money. I mean, he's making a ton of money, and I think that this is a great quote for some of the people out there who think they might have given, one player a little bit too much money because it's not the Steeler way. Here was TJ Watt on getting the bread, as they say. Quote, my job to prove all these people that they have put this amount of money to me and stood on the table to say they want me here to prove them right. I know I can do it. I know exactly what it takes. I've been doing it my whole life. It's just about continuing to do it and staying hungry, and I guarantee everybody here right now and everybody in the building, I'm still hungry, end quote. And he looked pretty darn hungry on Sunday. We'll talk about that in just a couple of minutes. First, though, if you think Watt is the best defensive player in the NFL, which was weird because the NFL rankings came out in terms of top defensive players, and he was like third behind Aaron Donald and somebody else. I forget who it was. If you think Watt's the best defensive player in the NFL like I do, give this video a thumbs up because I think 2 sacks on Sunday, and we'll talk about this. The guy was unbelievable. I mean, give the video a thumbs up for the guy. First off, getting his bread, that's a thumbs up in and of itself. But the fact that I think, is the best defensive player in the NFL, and already showed it on Sunday, give this video a thumbs up. Now, I'll give you my full take on Watt in terms of going forward and these continued expectations in a second. First, though, a quick shout out to our friends at BetQL and the best place to go ahead and get the advantage over your sportsbook. The best bet computer model scans over 350,000 unique player bets per year to give you the best bet recommendation for every game. So essentially, when you download the app and you go ahead and look at all their different bet recommendations, they grade them from 0 stars to 5 stars in terms of the bet probability of that cashing out and winning you money. All you got to do to go ahead and be a part of this app is to go to chatsports.com/SteelersQL to get started now and enter the discount code ChatSteelers at payment checkout for 20% off on any of their subscription offerings. So go to the link, sign up, use the chat code, of course, Chat Steelers, get the 25% off, and then download the app and sign in. That way you guys can have the best betting models that you possibly can have, the ones that help me tell you guys the ones to win. I was 3-0 on my bets. They were all via my friends at BetQL. Now, back to TJ Watt. Anyone wondering if they gave him too much money, I think, is silenced after Sunday. Like, Watt's already proving his worth. I mean, what you saw on Sunday was a unguardable pass rusher, and that's what he is. And there's only one other player like that right now in the National Football League. His name's Aaron Donald, and he rightfully so has been a 99 on Madden and makes a ton of money as well. But Watt has emerged as, in my opinion, the best pass rusher in the entire National Football League. And it showed again on Sunday against a very good Bills offensive line and a very good Bills football team in general. The guy's an absolute game wrecker. I mean, I know that Chandler Jones, and we'll show you the sack numbers from week 1, he's the leader right now. But at the end of the year, maybe Jones is still the leader because 5 sacks is ridiculous, but TJ Watt is still right up there. And look who he's alongside. Von Miller had 2 sacks. Welcome back, Von Miller. Javon Hargrave, one of the best pass rushers in Philadelphia. He had 2 sacks. Chris Jones, of course, a great pass rusher as well. Watt continues to show his worth and prove his worth time and time again. I know a lot of Steelers fans are happy with the contract, as am I. But it's just fun to see a guy get paid and then continue to dominate in his first game. I'm expecting at least 14 sacks from TJ Watt this year, if not more. The guy's worth every single penny of his $28 million a year contract. It's pumped. I'm pumped to see him out there, and it's fun to see the Steelers defense just dominate against a very good Bills offense on Sunday. What's your confidence level in the Steelers defense on a scale from 1 to 10? It's not what you saw. I mean, it's got to be a lot higher than it was. I mean, again, people were picking the Bills to win this game, and they didn't. And if they do the fact the Steelers defense, and then later on, the Steelers offense started playing well. Confidence level, scale 1 to 10. I'm at an 8 or a 9 right now. This is probably going to be the best defense in the NFL. They look that good. Give me your number, though, down below in the comments section. I'll give a quick shout out to our friends at BetMGM and chatsports.com/SteelersMGM is the place to sign up and create an account. Then you go ahead and deposit $10 into the account, bet the $10, and you receive a free year of BetQL. Just talked about that service a little bit early on within 24 hours of your wager settings. That way you can go ahead and get the spreads, the over-unders, the player prop bets, and the computer models to give you the best betting options. Get your account started right now at chatsports.com/SteelersMGM. Deposit that $10, bet the $10, and you get a free year of BetQL for the entire football season, which is good because that way you can win a lot of money during the football season. All the description stuff is down below in the description box. Okay, I want to finish the show quickly by updating you on the Raiders situation, which is kind of odd. You're like, Thomas, the Raiders? Well, yes, we play the Raiders. The Steelers do on Sunday at 1 p.m. And after watching Monday Night Football, which you probably see the bags beneath my eyes because I'm on the East Coast and I was up late watching Lamar Jackson lose, which the Ravens did, thank goodness. But the Steelers seem to be playing against a beat-up Raider team already here in Week 2 because the Raiders had a couple of key players go down with injury, starting with Yannick Ngakoue, the pass rusher, the former Baltimore Raven, who now, of course, is a Raider. He left the game with a hamstring injury, was questionable to return. He's probably going to play on Sunday based on everything that I have read, but hamstrings are finicky, right? If you tweak a hamstring, it can linger and it can be something that you have to deal with the rest of the season. And so this can be a big, I would say, boost to the Steelers offensive line who need to go ahead and block these pass rushers because the Raiders can come after you and get you. Yannick Ngakoue has a hamstring injury. We'll keep an eye on that as the week goes on. And then also the big one, Gerald McCoy, a big offseason signing. He's not what he once was. I mean, he was really good early on in his career when he was drafted by the Bucs, but he still is a game wrecker on the inside. He was carted off the field with a knee injury. And again, we're not wishing, players get hurt who the Steelers are going to play, but these need to be said and known because you guys, of course, are getting ready for the game. McCoy, of course, has a knee injury. I think they're going to announce it's probably an ACL sometime later today after we film this video, but it is worth noting that 2 of the top pass rushers for the Raiders were out and knocked out of that game and might be out on Sunday versus our Steelers. Now, drop a like if you saw Week 1 and you liked what you saw from the Steelers. We talked about it all day today. And Najee Harris struggled a little bit, but TJ Watt looked great. They won in the end. Drop a like down below if you liked what you saw from our Pittsburgh Steelers there in Week 1. Finally, we mentioned the Raiders and Steelers matchup. It's amazing that the line is so in favor of Pittsburgh. After that one win against the Bills, everything shifts. Now, the Steelers and their home opener, Heinz Field, 5.5-point favorites. The Raiders are going to be tough. We'll talk about this a little bit later on in the week in the channel for their preview, but I think the Raiders are a good football team. I think they're probably a wild card football team. I think they're a scrappy football team, but I think this is another winnable game for Pittsburgh to get started and off and running at 2-0. We'll get you an early pick on this game right now. Give me your prediction down below in the comment section. If you think it's be Pittsburgh or the Vegas Raiders, who you think is going to win, give me that comment down below right now in the comment section. Obviously, I'm taking the Steelers. I'll give a score prediction later on in the week, but I'm taking the Steelers in this one. I think that they should be heavy favorites as they are. All right, ultimate for today on our Pittsburgh Steelers news and rumor video. Plenty more videos between me and Megan coming up next couple of days here on the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed. That way you are notified and up to date when we drop the latest stuff. Again, I'm Thomas Mott signing off. Enjoy the rest of your day.